I never thought I'd feel sorry for an Earl's daughter.
All God's creatures have their troubles.
Edith often gets the short straw in life, and you want to make her happy, you want to see her happy. She's such a wonderful girl. And so here, finally, she has the chance of happiness, and who is one ultimately to deny that? Well, ultimately, Strellan himself denies it.
I was looking forward to Lady Edith's wedding just as much, really, because that was a really great day for other reasons, in the fact that, you know, her wedding doesn't go so well. But really great scene.
It's a point of high drama, you know, it's not just even a wedding which is all very happy. You know, we would start the scene and it's the happiest day of your life, and then by the end, it's a disaster, and then reset and go again, you know. So it was quite a tiring day, but as much as we sympathise with Edith, I think it's really interesting to watch her suffer in some ways.
She's got a broken heart to deal with in that instant, but she's also got a broken social existence. She's now once again a woman without a husband, getting older in a time when it really mattered to get married young. And she has no prospect. And if you don't have a prospect of getting married, your future is a spinster, and that was a completely different life, and she doesn't want that.
Robert's come to terms with the fact that the third of his daughters is now going to be married, and I think he's given it his blessing, as he has the other two weddings, and I think he was looking forward to it. And while probably deep down, even though he's been proved right, really, that Strellan and she were not to be a match for the long term, he's obviously disappointed because she's heartbroken. But it's probably right, Edith. He's probably done the right thing, Edith.
Terribly humiliating, and especially back then when a woman's only option to identify herself and proceed with her life was generally through her marriage.
Edith's perfectly all right because morally she has held herself as purely as any woman would. Consequently, she does have plenty of other opportunities. This is in a time when people cared about things like that, but they cared about it very profoundly, and so does Edith. And Edith wants to make sure that she marries well, and therefore she's secure, and she can have a life beyond the comforts of Downton Abbey, and that she can contribute because she's a woman who really wants to deliver to the world.
I'm a useful spinster, good at helping out. That is my role. And spinsters get up for breakfast.
Certainly for Lady Edith, there's a lot of sympathy. I mean, she's... And there's a sort of sad moment when she's down for breakfast, because married women can have breakfast in bed, but if you're unmarried, you come down, and there she is. She's the only daughter down for breakfast, you know, and it's a telling little detail, that.
Why don't you have breakfast in bed?
Because I'm not married.
Yes, but now that...
Now that both of the others are, what difference would it make?
You know what I mean.
I prefer to be up and about.
Tennessee is going to ratify the 19th Amendment.
Meaning?
All American women will have the vote.
Which is more than they do here.
Well, they almost do.
I don't have the vote. I'm not over 30 and I'm not a householder. It's ridiculous.
You should write to the Times.
Maybe I will.
Edith does find a new path, which you'll see. So, you know, what can you do? You've got to carry on.
She has become this slightly battered, rather pathetic figure. You know, Edith, of course, has been there before, but this time she's there in a big way. And so her self-rebuilding will become another part of the story, but you don't want to complete that in one episode, because that's going to go on for several episodes.
She starts to make her own path equally, and I think I know that for me, when I read that, I thought that Sybil would find that really heartwarming.
I think she's had so many blows that this sort of feels like the final one, that in a way, you sort of hope that it will become liberating for her, that this can't be the option anymore. But obviously, that would mean staying with your parents, living here, until God knows when. And so it's very crushing for her. She won't have the same opportunities as Mary and Sybil.
You must keep busy.
What with? There's nothing to do at the house, except when we entertain.
Well, there must be something you can put your mind to.
Like what? Gardening?
Well, no, you can't be as desperate as that.
Then what?
Edith, dear, you're a woman with a brain and reasonable ability. Stop whining and find something to do.
Edith is the least proactive of the sisters in terms of making her life happen. And I believe that you must be proactive. It's not enough simply to respond. You must bang the drum a bit and make your life deliver. She assumes it is her business to marry a man, preferably with a title, hopefully with a large estate, and to live her mother's life.
You are being tested. And do you know what they say, my darling? Being tested only makes you stronger.
The subliminal message, I think, is we must get behind the wheels of our own lives, whoever we are. So in a way, I haven't finally punished Mary for making her key mistake of refusing Matthew because he might not have had a position and some money. She's been sort of forgiven by fate and allowed a second chance. But Edith keeps being punished for not taking the wheel. But then as the series progresses, of course, she does start to take the wheel of her life. And that, if you like, is Edith's journey.
Edith is slightly destined to stay at home for a little bit longer. I really hope she finds some happiness because she's had a tough ride.